If saving feels hard, it's not because you're bad with money, but it's because you don't have a system that works for you and your life. So in this video, I'm going to show you my 5-step system that you can start using today to increase your savings and hit your savings goals easily. And if you're new here, hi, I'm Pav. I'm a qualified accountant that spent over a decade working in finance in London before leaving that career to do a job that's given me more freedom. And on this page, I share how you can build a life that will give you more freedom too. The first step is to get some clarity and understand where your money is actually going outside of your essentials. And the way to do this is to go back through the last 3 months and look at the things that you chose to spend on that you didn't absolutely have to. So that might be things like subscriptions, so Netflix or Disney Plus, eating out, buying lunch at work, clothes, drinks at the pub after work, all those small little Amazon orders. In a simple table, write down how much you spent each month against each category, add each one up and divide it by 3. And the reason you should do this for 3 months instead of 1 is because it will allow you to take an average rather than just focusing on 1 month, which may not represent your regular pattern of spending if there were some one-offs in there. And it's important to do this because when you see the numbers written down, it shows you what is actually happening with your money in reality rather than what you think is happening, which can be quite different, especially if you've never tracked your spending before. And once you see it in black and white, you can look at each amount and ask yourself, is this how much I actually want to be spending here? And if the answer is no, then you can make a choice to decide where you want to cut back. And once you've made that choice, the key thing is to take whatever action you can immediately. So for example, if you realize you're paying for a subscription you don't use, cancel it immediately. If you want to cut back on eating out, have a look in your calendar and see what social plans you have coming up over the next few months and make some adjustments if you have to. But taking action immediately stops any kind of procrastination and overthinking, and it'll allow you to see the benefits of the decision you make in real time. But if you want to make sure you stick to those decisions you've made, there's something else you need to do as well. There's actually a reason why spending money is so easy, but saving money feels like hard work. And it has nothing to do with your discipline or your willpower. Most of us will spend on autopilot. You tap your card without even thinking about it. In fact, you don't even need to get your card out of your wallet anymore. You can just use Apple Pay. Services like Stripe and Amazon will save your card details, so all you have to do is click buy now without having to really think about it. And there's a reason websites are designed that way. The less resistance you feel, the more likely you are to spend. So if you want to save more, the key isn't being more disciplined, but instead, you need to flip the script. And rather than making it easy like these brands and websites do, you need to create some friction and resistance. For example, if online shopping is your weak spot, delete the apps you find yourself on most often on your phone. That will force you to log in on your laptop if you want to buy something. Or delete your card details from websites like Amazon, so you actually have to type them in every time you want to buy something. Those tiny pauses are sometimes all it takes to create a bit of resistance and stop impulse buying. And this is how human behavior really works. We repeat what feels easy and we avoid what feels hard. So if we want to make spending hard by creating friction, on the flip side, we also want to make saving easy. And there is one simple and straightforward way to do this, and that is to automate your savings. The way to do this is every month, whenever you get paid, have an automatic transfer set up so that a fixed amount of money is transferred to a separate bank account, so it's like you never saw that money. And if you don't see the money, then you don't miss it, and it also doesn't get touched. If you can, make this 5 to 10% of your take-home pay, but if you can't, then start with as much as you can and build up slowly. So by creating friction when it comes to spending and taking the decision-making out of saving, you're not relying on willpower anymore. Instead, you're designing your environment so the right choices become automatic. But if you want to continue, there's something else you need to do too. Have you ever saved money for a few months but felt like nothing's really changed? That's because if you're not tracking your progress, your brain won't register that you're actually moving forward. Instead, it just feels like a lot of effort with no reward, and that's the reason a lot of people give up. So Once you've decided which areas you want to cut back on, you've set up the right environment by creating friction and automated your savings every month, track your spending to see how you're doing and how much your savings have grown. You can do this in a spreadsheet or an app, but tracking your spending will show you how much progress you're making, and all you have to do is see that things are moving in the right direction. And that proof changes how you feel about saving. And this is where positive reinforcement is super important, because each time you see progress, it encourages you to keep going. And one way you can do this as you go along is every time you see progress where the amount you spent has gone down, write down one decision you made that helped you get there. Maybe you walked past a shop instead of going in. Maybe you said no to an extra round of drinks at the pub. By linking the action to the result, you're training your brain to see saving as a win. And that positive reinforcement is what keeps habits alive in the long term. But even with all of that, the tracking, the right environment, the automation, the positive reinforcement, there's still one thing missing. And it's that you need to be clear on why you're doing it. For some people, it's peace of mind, knowing that you've got money set aside if something comes up. For others, it might be a specific goal like saving for a deposit for a home. Saving isn't just about cutting back, it's about moving towards the life you actually want for yourself. And once you connect your savings to the bigger picture, it makes those decisions along the way much easier, because you don't feel like you're giving something up, but instead like you're actually choosing something better. So that's my 5-step system. Get some clarity, set yourself up for success, automate your savings, track your progress, and positively reinforce your behaviors. And at the heart of all of it is being absolutely clear on your why. And if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to subscribe. And you may also want to check out this video where I talk through some of the signs that tell you you're doing much better with your money than you think, even if it doesn't feel like it. And I will leave the link to that over here.